Now we're going to talk about Pamplona.
This is the first game in a long time. I know there's at least one older game that has come out about the running of the bulls, which is one of the most
moronic things you could ever do in your life.
It's quite entertaining to watch. You're like, look at that idiot. I'm still not sure. I guess it gives it adrenaline rush.
Yes.
Okay.
Something like that.
Well, this game actually encourages you to run as close to the bulls as possible to get points. And it has some pretty neat components in it. Some nice looking bulls and oxen too, I guess.
Yes, oxen.
So let's take a look at the game. Alright, here we go. It's time for the running of the bulls. Now you're placing two boards down to form a track, as you can see here. There's 4 different tracks. So here, for example, is track 2. And on the other side is track 1. And there's tracks 3 and 4 that we've placed too. At the beginning of the game, players get 2 beer cards and the blessing card. Players will take a runner in their color, which is on 2 sides. One for when you're running and one for when you're not. And then each player will also take a bull and an oxen of their color. And there's little stripes on the back of these plastic oxen, which are pretty cool, that denote which color belongs to which player. At the beginning of each round, each player is going to get 1 special card that they're going to have in front of them. Like, for example, this card here lets an oxen act like a bull, but you have different cards that you will have each turn. Then players will be drawing 5 movement oxen cards each. So let's say I get 5 of these, and this is how far I can move my oxen with each one of these cards before the race, and 5 bull movement cards, which are basically the same thing, but for your bull. Players in turn order will take turns playing one of those cards. First they're going to do their oxen, and then they're going to have their bulls out. So let's just say this is how the opening salvo is set. Players are then, in turn order, going to put out their runners. Now, depending on where they put their runner will depend on how many bravery points they get. They're going to go in a row from the first bull. So if I put myself in this row here, I get 5 bravery points. If you want, you may call them stupidity points. If I go here, I get 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, and 1 point. And obviously, if I go here, my chance of getting off the track unscathed is much better. And putting it here will cause me much more pain. However, the person who is the farthest away, the person who runs the farthest takes the rabbit card. And they're going to lose 1 bravery point for being such a coward. And the person who is the closest will take the lion card and get 3 bravery points. Now, the fact is here, you will only get these bravery points if you survive. So it doesn't matter if you're closest. At the same time, you only get those points if you survive, and you only get that lion card if you are the closest and you are directly in front of an enemy bull, not one of your color. So the way this game goes, on your turn, first an oxen. First, all the runners will run. So players will run, and on a turn, runners move 2 spaces. So yay! All the runners move 2 spaces. You can see they can move forward and diagonally. They can't move into this spot here because there's a runner who, from a previous one, did not make it. So all the runners will move. And then the oxen will all move. And again, you can be hemmed in and blocked. But each player will play one of their oxen move cards and move their oxen that far. If an oxen goes on top of a runner, that oxen has trampled that runner. They will take a hoof. This is worth 1 victory point at the end of the game. And the oxen will stay there on top of the runner. So let's say he's here and this oxen is on top of him. Ha 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 ha. And the runner will continue moving in the race though. So next turn after the oxen moves, the runner will get to go after him. The bull will gore a runner. So if a bull comes directly behind a runner, from the space directly behind him, so if you position yourself properly, a bull can't gore you, and he will gore you, the bull gets one of these. And that's worth 2 victory points at the end of the game, a pair of horns. That runner, though, does not get back up, and instead gives his bravery points back to the bank, and he's out of this race. And that's basically the extent of it. Once the runner gets successfully across the finish line at the end, they're fine. Or if all the bulls and oxen run by you and none of them run over you. You can always play a beer card, which lets you move an extra space on your turn, 3 instead of 2. Or you can exchange it for a special card if you don't like the special cards you get. This will cancel a single goring, so if you're about to be gored, you can play this and you will survive. And then you have to discard it, but you only have one of those per game. And then, like I said, there's different special cards that will do different things. Some of these are great cards, like diving on the ground, or what my favorite, which is tripping someone next to you, so that they reduce their speed by 1, which just might be enough to make them get hit by the bull. After 4 races, whoever has the most points from the bull, the horns, the hoofs, and the victory point tokens, bravery tokens, that player is the winner. Okay. Mostly good things I have to say about this game. Production, love it. Love those little bulls. And I mean, when you put it all down there, it looks really good. And I love how it shows flattened people on the maps. That cracks me up every time. I don't know why. I like how the oxen and the bulls have different things. Or the steer run you over. They knock you down, but they don't do nothing while the bull gets you. See you later.
Yeah, really.
The special cards are neat. They add some things, but some of those special cards are obviously better than the other ones.
Right. Very much so.
It's not very thematic, but I like how you can use your bull and your oxen to kind of maneuver so that you're safe.
Yeah,
because you want, not in real life, I don't think you do that. Oh, this is my pet, he's not going to run me over. The disadvantage, the one thing I didn't like about the game was that there's 4 tracks in the game. But whoopee-doo, they could have put markers or something down because all 4 tracks are so similar. The last one has a bottleneck. But the other 2, the people are in different spots, but that's it. It just felt kind of blasé. And if they had added like 3 more squares on one of the maps, I think that might make it. Maybe it might make it too hard for the runners.
Could be.
But man, I'm telling you, it just felt like if I had to go 1 more, I wouldn't have made it. So I think they didn't need all those boards. I think they could have either, if they would have included 4 different boards, they should have been radically different. They're not different enough for me to like them.
I think that might be a little bit of a Formula Day viewpoint.
I don't care.
Talking to, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with variety, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know that this game needs that much variety. I mean, there are bulls running down the street, Yeah,
but why include the extra board if it's not going to be variety? If you're going to have it all be fairly same, then why not?
They were different links, though. I think, weren't they? They were different links.
Yeah, but the one was 1 longer than the other. I counted it out.
No, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I just don't know that I'd make that big of a deal out of it.
We never disagree.
Never. The thing that I'd like to say about this game is that you cannot take it seriously because there is a very good chance that your dude will die in the first leg of the race.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes. I mean, that's what you get for trying to run away from bulls.
Well, I love that it pushes your luck.
Yeah.
Start right in front of them.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah, you get more points if you put them right in front.
If you survive.
Yeah, exactly. So there's points to it. You just can't take the game too seriously. It's a fun game. It's one that should push you to have a lot of different types of conversation and ribbing each other and that type of thing. But just have fun with it, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Here's who I recommend the game for, if you like the theme.
Right.
Okay, I wouldn't get it for the gameplay's sake. The gameplay's decent and good,
right.
But the theme is cool. And if you think, hey, I want a game about running with the bulls, this is definitely, then you should check it out. So I'm going to give it 1 horn up.
I'm going to give it 1 hoof up.
Ooh.
Yeah.